How do you gain a space advantage in chess? Imagine your pieces as explorers claiming new territory on a vast map. Gaining a space advantage in chess is about controlling more squares than your opponent, especially in their half of the board. When you control more space, your pieces can move freely, while your opponent struggles to find good squares for theirs. The first step is pushing your pawns forward into your opponent's territory. Moving pawns into the center or along the flanks helps you take control of key squares. For example, advancing your central pawns to d4 and e4 or d5 and e5 can give you a strong foothold. These moves open lines for your bishops and queens and restrict your opponent's options. Next, focus on placing your pieces so they exert pressure on important squares in the opponent's half. Knights on good outposts, bishops on open diagonals, and rooks on open files all help you dominate space. Well-positioned pieces can control vital areas without needing to push pawns constantly. Controlling the center is a fundamental part of gaining a space advantage. When you own the central squares like d4, d5, e4, and e5, you can quickly shift your pieces to attack or defend on either wing. This flexibility makes it easier to launch attacks or defend against threats. But be careful not to push too far without support. Overextending means your pawns or pieces are too far ahead without enough backup. This creates weaknesses your opponent can target. Maintaining a solid structure while expanding keeps your space advantage stable and sustainable. Supporting your advanced pawns and pieces is essential. Use your other pieces to defend and reinforce your control. This prevents your opponent from breaking through and helps you keep your territorial gains. Having more space makes it easier to maneuver your pieces, plan attacks, and restrict your opponent's moves. It allows you to dictate the pace of the game and set up threats from multiple angles. In essence, gaining a space advantage involves pushing pawns into enemy territory, placing your pieces on strong squares, controlling the center, and supporting your position. Doing this carefully helps you limit your opponent's options and creates opportunities to launch effective attacks.